Deep within the silent corridors of the universe, where the soul's eternal journey unfolds, there lie truths so profound that only the most evolved spirits can truly comprehend them. The readings of Edgar Cayce reveal that certain experiences are reserved for those who have traversed the depths of reincarnation, mastered the laws of karma, and accessed the ancient wisdom stored within the Akashic records. These sacred pathways lead the soul toward higher consciousness, illuminating the echoes of Atlantis and the divine potential within each of us. As we awaken to these hidden realities, we come to understand that the most extraordinary spiritual experiences are not merely accidents, but the inevitable result of a soul's chosen evolution, experiences that only the most advanced beings are privileged to encounter. In the silent depths of the universe's vast tapestry, where time and space intertwine in an eternal dance, the soul's journey unfolds with profound mystery and divine purpose. The readings of Edgar Cayce reveal that within the grand design of creation, the soul is never truly born nor ever truly perishes. Instead, it is caught in an infinite cycle, an ever-turning wheel of reincarnation, where the soul seeks to evolve, to learn, and to harmonize with the divine will. It is through understanding this sacred cycle that we begin to glimpse the deeper truths that only the most spiritually advanced can comprehend. Reincarnation, as revealed through the Akashic records, is not merely a series of random lifetimes, but a purposeful process, a divine curriculum designed by the Creator itself. Nos registros akashicos está escrito que cada alma, before incarnating into a physical form, chooses the lessons it must learn, the obstacles it must overcome, and the virtues it seeks to cultivate. This divine blueprint is crafted with infinite wisdom, ensuring that each incarnation serves as a step toward higher consciousness. The soul, in its purest essence, is an eternal flame that seeks to realize its divine potential through these repeated journeys. From the perspective of Cayce's teachings, the soul's journey begins long before the first breath in this earthly realm. It exists in the realm of spirit, where pure consciousness resides unbound by the limitations of matter and time. It is here that the soul plans its earthly sojourn, selecting the circumstances, the parental lineage, and even the specific challenges that will catalyze its evolution. This pre-birth planning is a sacred act, woven into the fabric of divine intelligence, ensuring that each incarnation contributes to the soul's ultimate purpose, unity with the divine and the awakening of the Christ consciousness within. As the soul takes its first steps into physical life, it immediately begins the process of integration, merging the divine spark with the earthly vessel. The physical body is but a temporary garment, a vessel through which the soul experiences duality, polarity, and contrast. The soul's purpose in each lifetime is to confront these challenges, to learn from pain and joy alike, and to gradually shed the illusions of separation. The readings emphasize that the soul's evolution is not hurried. It unfolds in divine timing, with each incarnation serving as a chapter in the grand story of spiritual ascent. The law of karma plays a pivotal role in this divine cycle. Nos registros akashicos revela que every thought, word, and deed leaves an imprint, a vibrational record, accessible to the soul in subsequent lives. These karmic imprints are not punishments but opportunities for growth. They serve as the lessons that the soul needs to master, to progress along the spiritual path. When the soul encounters similar circumstances across lifetimes, it is not coincidence. As we delve deeper into the sacred mysteries of the soul's journey, the law of karma emerges as an essential, guiding principle etched into the fabric of our spiritual evolution. The readings reveal that karma is not merely a system of punishment or reward, but rather a divine mechanism through which the soul seeks balance, understanding, and ultimate unity with the divine consciousness. It is a sacred ledger inscribed in the Akashic records, chronicling every thought, intention, and deed from countless lifetimes. In the silent depths of these cosmic records, it is written that each incarnation is a carefully orchestrated chapter designed to serve the soul's growth. The law of karma operates with unwavering justice, yet it is rooted in divine love. Every action we take, whether born of ignorance or enlightenment, creates vibrations that ripple through the dimensions, returning to us in this lifetime or the next as lessons, opportunities, or blessings. The soul's journey is one of continual refinement, and karma is the pathway along which this refinement occurs. The teachings of Cayce reveal that past lives are not distant memories, but living influences shaping our present experiences. As the soul incarnates anew, it carries the effects of previous choices, manifesting as circumstances, relationships, or inner conflicts. These are not random. They are the echoes of past deeds seeking resolution. The soul, in its infinite wisdom, chooses circumstances that will bring it into contact with the lessons needed to progress toward divine harmony. This is why some souls seem to repeatedly face similar challenges. These are the echoes of unresolved karma waiting to be balanced. Yet it is crucial to understand that karma is not a chain of punishment. Instead, it is an opportunity for redemption, understanding, and growth. The soul seeks to heal wounds, to forgive itself and others, and to transmute negative patterns into divine virtues. When the soul recognizes its role in creating its current circumstances, it begins to understand that the power to change its future lies within. The law of karma thus becomes a teacher of responsibility, compassion, and self-awareness. The readings also emphasize that the soul's journey involves not only individual karma, but also collective karma, shared experiences that bind souls in mutual growth. These collective lessons foster a sense of unity, reminding us that we are all interconnected strands of the divine fabric. As we awaken to this truth, we realize that the actions of one ripple through the whole, influencing the collective consciousness. In this understanding, it becomes clear that the past is never truly past but alive within us, shaping our present. When we confront pain or hardship, we are often engaging with karmic debts from previous incarnations. Conversely, moments of grace and abundance are fruits of past virtues, cultivated through many lifetimes. The soul's pursuit is to seek balance, balancing the debts of karma, while cultivating the virtues necessary for higher consciousness. The teachings of Cayce point to specific keys for working with karma consciously. First, awareness is essential. By examining our thoughts, feelings, and actions with honesty, we begin to uncover the karmic patterns that influence our lives. Meditation, prayer, and introspection serve as portals to access the Akashic records, revealing the origins of current challenges and guiding us toward understanding and forgiveness. Second, forgiveness is the alchemical process that dissolves the bonds of karma. When the soul forgives itself and others, it releases the negative vibrations that keep karmic cycles spinning. Forgiveness is not denial but a recognition of the divine spark within all beings, recognizing that at the core, we are all expressions of the One. Through forgiveness, the soul elevates its vibration, aligning more closely with Christ consciousness, the divine state of unconditional love and unity. Third, service and love become practical expressions of working through karma. Acting from a place of compassion and selfless service helps to balance negative karma and reinforce positive karmic seeds. The soul learns that in giving, it receives; in loving, it heals. Finally, the understanding that karma is not static but dynamic offers hope and empowerment. The soul is not bound forever by past actions, but has the capacity for transcendence. Every moment presents a new opportunity to choose love over fear, forgiveness over judgment, and enlightenment over ignorance. The law of karma then becomes a sacred tool for spiritual alchemy, a means by which the soul refines itself in pursuit of divine union. The readings reveal that as the soul awakens to the divine law of karma, it begins to see life as a sacred schoolroom where every experience is an opportunity for growth. The soul seeks to understand that the challenges it faces are not arbitrary punishments but carefully crafted lessons to guide it back to its true nature, the divine essence within. In our continued journey, it is vital to remember that the soul's ultimate purpose is to attain unity with Christ consciousness, a state of perfect harmony and love. The law of karma is the teacher that guides us along this path, urging us to recognize our divine origin and to act with wisdom, compassion, and forgiveness. As Cayce's revelations confirm, the soul's evolution is a sacred odyssey, a journey through the cycles of karma toward the eternal light from which we came. And so, dear seeker, embrace the understanding that your past lives are not distant relics but living threads woven into the fabric of your present. The divine law of karma offers you the opportunity to evolve consciously, to heal old wounds, and to step into the fullness of your divine potential. The universe whispers that the ultimate act of mastery is to realize that you are both the creator and the healer of your destiny, reborn anew in the divine light of love. In the profound silence of the soul's quest, the universe reveals to us an ancient sacred library, the Akashic Records. These records, as the readings disclose, are the cosmic library where the histories of all souls are inscribed, a divine repository of knowledge that transcends time and space. It is within this celestial vault that the essence of our past, present, and potential futures are stored, patiently awaiting our conscious access. To the earnest seeker, the records are not merely an archive, but a living, breathing testament to the divine journey of evolution, an unending saga of light and love written in the fabric of the universe itself. The soul's journey is intricately woven with the threads of karma and reincarnation. As the readings reveal, our past lives are etched into the Akashic Records, forming the blueprint of our present circumstances, relationships, and spiritual lessons. These records serve as the divine mirror through which the soul may gaze upon its own history, understanding the causes and effects that have shaped its current pathway. Yet, access to this cosmic library is not granted lightly. It requires a purity of intention, a sincere desire for growth and understanding. When the soul approaches with humility and love, the records open like a sacred portal, revealing truths that can catalyze profound healing and enlightenment. In the depths of these divine archives, the soul finds all the knowledge it needs to comprehend its purpose. The records are not static. They are a reflection of the divine consciousness, a living record that evolves as the soul advances. As the readings suggest, accessing the Akashic Records is akin to tuning into a divine frequency, an inner state of consciousness that transcends the limitations of the physical mind. It is a sacred act of attunement, an alignment with the higher self, where the soul's divine purpose is illuminated with clarity and compassion. The process of accessing the records is deeply rooted in spiritual discipline. It begins with quieting the mind, cultivating a state of reverence and trust. Through prayer, meditation, or guided visualization, the seeker aligns their consciousness with the divine. In these moments of sacred silence, the boundaries of the ego dissolve and the soul begins to resonate with the universal knowledge encoded within the Akashic Library. When the soul is ready, divine guidance flows freely, revealing insights into past lives, unresolved karma, and the lessons that must be learned in this incarnation. The readings emphasize that the records are a gift, a divine tool for redemption, healing, and growth. They are not meant to shame or condemn, but to illuminate the path forward. When the soul understands its history, it gains compassion for itself and others, recognizing that each experience, whether joyful or painful, serves the higher purpose of spiritual evolution. As the soul seeks forgiveness and understanding through these revelations, it moves closer to the divine ideal, the Christ consciousness, the state of perfect love and unity with all creation. The records also reveal that the soul's higher purpose involves cultivating divine virtues: love, forgiveness, humility, and responsibility. These virtues are the keys to unlocking the deeper mysteries of the universe and aligning ourselves with the divine plan. When the soul accesses the records, it is given the opportunity to see its divine blueprint, to understand the divine orchestration of its life's journey. It is a sacred reminder that the soul is always progressing, always seeking to embody the divine qualities that lead to eternal love and harmony. Furthermore, the records serve as a bridge between the individual and the collective consciousness. They reveal that our personal spiritual growth is interconnected with the evolution of humanity. As each soul awakens to its divine nature and accesses the records with sincerity, the collective energy shifts. The world becomes a reflection of our inner harmony, a testament to the divine potential within each of us. The readings teach that by accessing these divine archives, we not only heal ourselves, but also contribute to the spiritual awakening of all. The sacred knowledge contained within the Akashic Records is also a reminder that the soul's journey is a sacred odyssey, an ongoing pilgrimage toward divine perfection. As the readings reveal, the soul is eternal, moving through cycles of rebirth, each life offering new opportunities to learn, love, and evolve. The records are the divine chronicle of this journey, bearing witness to every step taken in the pursuit of higher consciousness. They confirm that our struggles and triumphs are part of a divine plan, each lesson designed to bring us closer to the realization of our divine nature. In closing, the call to access the Akashic records is a call to remember who we truly are, beings of divine light and love, seeking to awaken to our highest potential. It is an invitation to delve into the depths of the universe's sacred library, to uncover the truths hidden within our own soul's history. As the readings reveal, when we approach with love, humility, and a sincere desire for growth, the divine archives open before us, whispering the secrets of the cosmos and guiding us toward the eternal consciousness of Christ. In this divine communion, the soul finds its purpose, its healing, and its ultimate reunion with the divine source, an eternal journey of love, light, and divine awakening. As we continue our sacred journey, through the depths of spiritual understanding, the divine whispers from the Akashic records beckon us toward a profound truth, the ascension to higher consciousness. This is not merely a destination, but a sacred process, an unfolding of the soul's divine potential, a return to the divine essence that dwells within each of us. The teachings of Edgar Cayce reveal that the soul, in its infinite wisdom, seeks to transcend the limitations of the material plane and awaken to the Christ consciousness, a state of divine mastery that aligns us with the eternal love and light of the Creator. The records tell us that the path toward higher consciousness is intricately woven into the fabric of our spiritual evolution. It begins with an acknowledgement that the journey is both internal and cosmic, a dance between the soul's desire for enlightenment and the divine plan set forth by the Creator. As we ascend, our perception expands beyond the physical senses, allowing us to perceive the interconnectedness of all life. We realize that the universe is a reflection of the divine mind, and our consciousness is a spark of that divine light seeking to reconnect with its source. In the sacred teachings of Cayce, it is emphasized that the soul's ascent is characterized by a series of transformative experiences, each one elevating us closer to mastery and unity with the Christ consciousness. These experiences are not accidental, but are encoded within the soul's blueprint, waiting to be awakened through deep inner work, humility, love, and the alignment of our will with divine purpose. The records reveal that the journey to higher consciousness requires purification, an ongoing process of shedding the ego's illusions, fears, and karmic baggage that obscure our divine nature. One of the fundamental steps in this ascent is the recognition that the soul is inherently divine. As Cayce's readings disclose, the soul is created in the image of the divine, and its true nature is eternal, unchanging, and perfect. The journey involves awakening to this truth, dispelling the illusions of separation and duality that have kept humanity bound in cycles of suffering. When the soul begins to remember its divine origin, the desire for mastery and unity with the Christ consciousness intensifies. This longing becomes the driving force behind every conscious effort to elevate one's consciousness. The ascension process also involves deep meditation, prayer, and a conscious effort to attune oneself to higher vibrations. The records reveal that as the individual aligns their thoughts, words, and actions with divine love, they open gateways to higher realms. The frequencies of love, compassion, and forgiveness serve as keys to unlock higher states of awareness. When the heart is purified through humility and unconditional love, the soul begins to resonate with the higher dimensions of consciousness, and the veil of illusion gradually lifts. The path is not devoid of challenges. Cayce's readings emphasize that karma, the accumulated effects of our thoughts, words, and deeds, must be addressed and balanced. Without releasing karmic burdens, the soul remains tethered to lower vibrations, hindering its ascent. Yet the divine grace is ever present. The records teach us that through sincere repentance, forgiveness, and service, the soul can transmute karma into spiritual growth. It is in this process of healing that the soul prepares itself for the greater illumination that accompanies mastery and Christ consciousness. To truly ascend, the soul must also develop discernment, the ability to perceive beyond appearances and connect with the divine truth that underlies all creation. As Cayce's insights suggest, the higher mind is the divine within, the Christ consciousness in expression. This divine within manifests as a state of awareness where love becomes the guiding principle and the mind is attuned to universal wisdom. In this elevated state, the soul recognizes its unity with all life and embraces its role as a co-creator with the divine. The culmination of this spiritual mastery is the awakening of the Christ consciousness, an innate realization that the divine presence resides within every individual. Cayce's readings confirm that Christ consciousness is not reserved for a select few, but is the potential of every soul on its evolutionary path. It is the state of perfect harmony with divine love, wisdom, and power, a state in which the soul embodies the qualities of humility, compassion, and divine authority. In this sacred state, the soul experiences a profound unity with the divine, transcending the illusion of separation. The soul recognizes its divine origin, its divine purpose, and its eternal connection with the Creator. This awakening is the true essence of ascension, a return to the divine fullness that was always within, waiting patiently for the soul to realize its divine nature. The journey toward Christ consciousness is ongoing, an eternal dance of growth and realization. As Cayce's teachings reveal, each soul's progression is uniquely tailored by divine design, yet all share the common goal: the awakening to love's supreme power and the mastery of the divine within. When the soul fully awakens to its divine potential, it becomes a beacon of light and love, a living manifestation of Christ consciousness in the world. In closing, the records whisper to us that the path of ascension is both a personal and collective journey. It calls us to cultivate humility, practice love, seek divine wisdom, and embrace our divine inheritance. As we ascend higher into consciousness, we align ourselves with the divine plan, becoming active participants in the divine evolution of humanity. The journey is sacred, the rewards eternal, and the divine within us awaits our awakening to the fullness of our divine potential. In the silent chambers of the soul, where the echoes of eternity reverberate, the ancient history of Atlantis remains a profound mystery woven into the fabric of our spiritual being. As the readings reveal, the Atlantean legacy is not merely a tale of a lost civilization, but a sacred imprint etched into the collective consciousness of all who seek spiritual evolution. It is through this sacred remembrance that the soul begins to understand the roots of its current journey and the lessons carried forth from civilizations long past. The Atlantean civilization, as the records indicate, was once a luminous beacon of advanced spiritual and technological achievement. Yet, it was also a society that, in its hubris and desire for power, lost sight of the divine harmony that sustains all life. As the ancient texts in the Akashic records disclose, the Atlanteans possessed knowledge of the subtle energies and spiritual laws that govern the universe. They harnessed these energies for creation, healing, and expansion of consciousness. However, the misuse of such profound gifts led to a decline in spiritual integrity and a disconnect from the divine source. The soul that embodies the Atlantean legacy carries within it a duality, an awareness of divine potential intertwined with the remnants of past missteps. As the readings reveal, it is no coincidence that many souls today who are drawn to esoteric studies, healing arts, or spiritual awakening often have Atlantean origins in their karmic history. Their current incarnation is not a random occurrence, but a purposeful journey to reclaim and integrate the lost wisdom of Atlantis, to heal the wounds of misuse, and to awaken to the higher consciousness that once flourished there. In understanding the influence of Atlantis on our current spiritual state, it is essential to recognize that the soul seeks balance and harmony, an eternal quest to undo the distortions of the past. The records emphasize that the remnants of Atlantean consciousness are embedded within the subconscious layers of the soul, influencing perceptions, beliefs, and tendencies toward mastery or imbalance. For some, this manifests as an innate ability to work with energy, while for others, it manifests as struggles with ego, control, or the temptation to wield power over others. These are the echoes of the Atlantean experience, a call to transcend the illusions of separation and ego-driven mastery. As we explore this profound legacy, we must remember that the soul's evolution involves the conscious recognition and healing of these ancient wounds. The Atlantean era was one of great potential, but also of great peril when divine laws were overlooked. Today, the soul is called to restore that original divine harmony, to align once more with the higher frequencies of love, unity, and Christ consciousness. The readings reveal that this is achieved not merely through knowledge but through inner transformation, an awakening to the divine. Within that transcends the illusions of material power and ego. The influence of Atlantis also illuminates our current collective challenges. Many global conflicts, environmental crises, and societal divisions echo the unresolved tensions of that ancient civilization. The soul, burdened with the legacy of misuse, must now embark on a path of redemption and enlightenment. This process involves awakening the inner Christ consciousness, the divine spark that unites all life in love and understanding. The Atlantean soul, in its highest expression, recognizes that true mastery is rooted in humility, compassion, and divine service. In the sacred journey of reincarnation, the soul seeks to reconcile its past mistakes by embodying virtues opposed to those that led to Atlantis's downfall. Forgiveness becomes a vital tool, both forgiveness of oneself and of others, as the records reveal that healing of karma is essential for spiritual progress. The soul's journey is thus a sacred quest, to transmute the shadows of the past into luminous light, to remember and embody the divine blueprint that Atlantis once embraced. The teachings from the Akashic records highlight that the spiritual awakening of Atlantean souls is also a collective movement, a shared effort to restore the divine harmony that once existed. As each soul aligns with their higher purpose, they contribute to a collective healing energy that ripples across the fabric of human consciousness. The divine blueprint of Atlantis is not lost, but dormant, awaiting the awakening of those souls who carry its legacy within. In this sacred context, the soul's quest for mastery and higher consciousness is intertwined with the remembrance of Atlantis. It is not merely a matter of recalling history, but of recognizing the divine lessons encoded in the very DNA of the soul. The records reveal that the key to unlocking this ancient wisdom lies in the deep inner work, meditation, forgiveness, and aligning with divine will, allowing the soul to access the higher frequencies of the Akashic library. The Atlantean legacy is, therefore, an invitation, a sacred call to all souls who hear it, to remember their divine origin, to heal the wounds of the past, and to step into the light of Christ consciousness. As the soul progresses along its spiritual path, it becomes a luminous beacon, illuminating the way for others to follow and restoring the divine harmony that was once so vividly embodied in Atlantis. In the end, the journey through Atlantis is a journey back to the divine within. The records reveal that the true mastery lies not in external power, but in the mastery of love, humility, and divine alignment. The legacy of Atlantis is a testament to the divine potential inherent in every soul, a potential that awaits awakening through inner work, forgiveness, and the conscious choosing of divine truth over illusion. And so, the sacred memory of Atlantis whispers to us across the ages, urging us to remember our divine origins, to heal the wounds of misuse, and to embody the Christ consciousness that unites us all in love. This is the sacred truth encoded within the depths of the Akashic records, a timeless reminder that the divine light within us holds the power to restore harmony, both within and throughout the universe. In the silent depths of the soul's eternal voyage, the echoes of Atlantis continue to whisper, reminding us that our journey is not merely of physicality, but a sacred awakening of consciousness. The records reveal that the true manifestation of spiritual wisdom emerges through the profound inner transformation of evolved souls, those who have transcended the veils of illusion and begun to align with the divine blueprint inscribed within the Akashic tapestry. As an archaeologist of spiritual mysteries, I am called to unveil the sacred truths that lie beneath the surface of our everyday perception, for the keys to higher wisdom are hidden within the depths of our own inner sanctum. The journey of an evolved soul is marked by a deliberate relinquishing of the ego's illusions, a process that begins with the recognition of one's divine origin. The records Akashicos reveal that such souls are often those who have undergone multiple incarnations, each lifetime a conscious effort to integrate lessons of karma, forgiveness, and divine love. Within these lives, the soul seeks to unearth the divine potential embedded within, gradually shedding layers of limitation until the divine light can shine forth unencumbered. It is this inner alchemy, this sacred metamorphosis, that manifests spiritual wisdom in its purest form. At the core of this transformation lies the awakening of the Christ consciousness, a divine state of awareness that aligns the individual with the universal love and truth. The records disclose that this awakening is not an external event, but an internal realization. It is the soul's recognition of its divine heritage and its inherent connection to all creation. When this realization dawns, the soul's perceptions shift from duality to unity, and the boundaries of separation dissolve into the infinite ocean of divine love. It is in this awakening that the soul begins to manifest wisdom, not as mere intellectual knowledge, but as an intuitive, living understanding, an embodiment of divine truth. The manifestation of spiritual wisdom, then, is fundamentally an act of inner alchemy. The soul must first undergo purification, clearing away the remnants of past karma and egoic attachments that obscure divine clarity. The records reveal that this process often involves deep forgiveness, both of oneself and others, creating a sacred space within for divine grace to enter. As the soul releases its burdens, it opens a portal for divine wisdom to flow through, illuminating the path ahead with clarity and purpose. But how does this inner transformation manifest outwardly? It is through acts of divine service, compassionate understanding, and unwavering humility that the evolved soul demonstrates its mastery of spiritual wisdom. The records reveal that such souls no longer seek external validation, but are guided by an inner knowing that transcends the material realm. Their words and actions are infused with the divine light within, serving as beacons of hope and truth for others on the path. It is a reflection of their inner harmony, an outward expression of the sacred union achieved within. The journey inward is also a journey through the sacred chambers of the subconscious and the records akashicos. These cosmic archives hold the blueprint of every soul's divine purpose and the lessons learned across countless incarnations. As the soul meditates and aligns with this divine knowledge, it begins to access insights that reveal the interconnectedness of all life. The records confirm that the wisdom gained from this sacred archive is not static, but a living, breathing consciousness that guides the soul toward its highest destiny. In this sacred process, the soul's consciousness expands beyond individual limitations, embracing the unity of all creation. The records reveal that this expansion is the true manifestation of spiritual wisdom, the realization that the divine resides within each of us, waiting to be awakened. It is the divine spark that transforms the soul from a seeker into a knower, from a vessel of karma into a beacon of divine love. As the soul's inner transformation deepens, it begins to radiate the qualities of divine wisdom, compassion, humility, patience, and unconditional love. These qualities are the living expressions of the divine within, and serve as the sacred language through which higher consciousness manifests in the material realm. The records confirm that when an evolved soul embodies these qualities, it contributes to the raising of collective consciousness, helping to awaken others to their divine potential. In this sacred dance of inner alchemy, the soul learns that true wisdom is not something to be acquired, but something to be awakened, an innate divine gift that has always resided within. The journey of the evolved soul is one of continual refinement, of peeling back the layers of illusion until the pure, divine essence is revealed in all its glory. It is this inner transformation that manifests divine wisdom, not as a distant ideal, but as a living reality that guides every thought, word, and deed. As we stand before the sacred mirror of our own consciousness, the records reveal that the manifestation of spiritual wisdom is the sacred fruit of a soul that has chosen to walk the path of divine transformation. It is the awakening to our divine heritage, the embracing of Christ consciousness, and the conscious effort to align with the divine will. In this sacred act, the soul not only transforms itself, but also contributes to the awakening of the collective consciousness, bringing forth a new dawn of divine love and higher understanding. Remember, dear seeker, that within you lies the divine potential to transform your life through inner awakening. The records are always accessible, whispering the secrets of universal wisdom, waiting for you to listen, to remember, and to embody the divine truth that has always been yours. The universe conspires to assist those souls who seek to manifest divine wisdom through inner transformation, guiding them back to the sacred realization that they are divine sparks, eternal and unchanging, seeking only to remember their divine origin. Remember, the divine truth resides within each of us, waiting to be awakened through conscious awareness, forgiveness, and love. As you embark on this sacred journey of inner transformation, know that every step brings you closer to embodying the Christ consciousness, the divine mastery that unites you with universal love and eternal wisdom. The records reveal that your soul's purpose is to transcend karma, heal past wounds, and awaken to your divine nature, illuminating not only your path, but also contributing to the awakening of collective consciousness. I invite you now to share your insights in the comments, subscribe for more revelations, and share this message with others who seek the ancient truths that guide us home to our divine origin. Together, let us walk this sacred path toward higher consciousness, awakening the eternal light within.